The following is a presentation of TFNN. Live at TFNN, the Power Trading Hour, with your host, David White. Now, the author of The Path of Least Resistance and the Tech Insider, David White.
And welcome to another great edition of the Power Trading Hour with me, your humble, lovable host, David White. At the headquarters of Technical Trading Investing, TFNN.com, 5 days a week, between 2 and 3 Eastern Time, each trading day. So what do we have going on here? It's option expiration day. Do we have a lot of movement? It looks like they're trying to hold this thing up. We'll probably know in another 30 minutes whether this fades. It really looked to me from the options from last night that we were looking at maybe 1650, 8 points higher, lower, well within the margin of error. But this looks like they tried where they stalled it out yesterday. About this time yesterday, we found out from one of the authors, what do you call them? Writers at the Wall Street Journal that Ben Bernanke was going to come out with some policy stuff today. Originally, everything I saw said around 11 a.m. I haven't seen a peep about it. Does that mean that they're going to come in after the close today? Or they've given up on it, or it's already happened, and I just can't find anything about it. It's hard to tell. I was expecting it to come in at about 11 o'clock. Maybe the hearings on Capitol Hill made them decide to delay it. They didn't want to get it all swollen up in the IRS hearings today, which is kind of interesting. The head of the IRS on today, and he doesn't think it's illegal to go out there and target groups. Yep, you do something I don't like, not against the law to target you. And that's not just parsing words. This guy was quite a piece of work. It kind of reminded me, there's the old joke that there's 97 bars in this town, and I haven't been in one of them. And, of course, you've been in 96 of them. Now, did the guy tell the truth? Well, sort of. But he told it in a way that did not convey the true meaning. It's kind of a spirit of the law kind of thing. If you're sharp, if you got a Jedi, what's that, karate, kung fu tongue, and you're sharp enough on it, can you lie while telling the truth? And that's kind of what this guy was out there doing today. The only interest I truly had in it was there anything there, as they say now in politics? The answer is, if we're going to be consumed by this for the next 6, 9, 12 months and have political gridlock, what does that normally mean in the market? A very bullish market. And that we are breaking through previous highs in the dollar out here, and the market is not really reacting strongly is very interesting to me. We are up 65 cents or so on the dollar index right now. We've gone through $84.38. We've had CEOs for the last 4 weeks telling us that as the dollar goes up, they are having a harder time. But market doesn't want to listen to them, doesn't think that they're either one telling the truth or two, it's going to affect them. And of course the market is the final arbiter, although it can be wrong for a long time. Eventually the markets come back to the median and the average growth range. So normally you get these huge blow-off tops and a long, painful move back down to the lows. I guess probably not shown any better right now than in the gold market. 13.62 as we speak, off another $25 today. We've got silver off 39 cents at 22.28. I was talking a little bit yesterday about how tides come in and out. If they come out on the beach where there's nothing to hold them back, they pretty much come in, they pretty much go out. It is also one of the other things is, we talked about out here, if you've ever been to Clearwater, there's a nice little pass, but a lot of water behind the barrier islands, and of course when the tide comes in and comes out, it really shoots like a jet through and underneath that bridge that goes across there called the Sand Key Pass, or the Clearwater Pass. And when I lived out there on Sand Key, I used to a lot of times go up there and watch the water. It was always rocketing in and rocketing out there, but of course, you go 400 yards back into the bay or 400 yards out into the ocean, and there wasn't that much of a current. It's just right there. And it's the same way in the gold market. There are very narrow exits and entrance, and there's a lot of water on both sides. And when these things go through, it's just like going through the Clearwater Pass. It's going to rocket through that small entrance and exit back into the ocean and back into the tidal pools back on the what they call the inland waterway side of the water. And that's it. You just same thing in a theater. You've got one exit, and there's only so many people going to be able to get through at a time. And of course, basically in water, the faster it's going to move. The tendency is to overshoot, and I think we're probably in that. 1250 is certainly a possibility on gold. I would love to start hearing stories about how gold is over now, how it's never going to come back, and that we're just going to have a strong dollar here, and that's it. And it's going to be very interesting on how this plays out in the marketplace. But I think we've got two things. We've got a dollar that's increasing. We have political conditions that are normally conducive to stronger markets. And a request for BBRY, what's that mean? Does he want to go long? Does he want to go short? Huh? BBRY. Well, don't know. Things still in a asymmetrical triangle. It hadn't busted out to the upside or downside, so there's not much there. And I think we've talked about asymmetrical triangles. Someone called in but didn't want to go on about research in motion, BBRY. But as we've talked before, if you get to, in fact, let's go ahead and do this right now. If you get to a, see if I can zoom in here. I need to get a zoom in. There we go. Zoom out. Okay. And home, we should be able to get to a drawing tool. Let me just draw real quick here. If you get a triangle formation, which normally means lower highs and higher lows, and you get narrowing and more narrow trading, that eventually, if it gets to the apex of that triangle when you draw it, more than 3/4 of the way through that, normally the first breakout will be to the wrong side, and it will quickly reverse the next few days, and that will be it. So I can't imagine anybody wanting to be along this more than for a day trade. It is highly short, and it's going to be, there's every probability that they will be bankrupt in the next, I don't know, 2 years. In fact, I'm going to bring it up on the Tech Insider tonight, but in 1 month, in less than 1 month, Samsung, their new darling 5-inch smartphone is going to be 10 million units. Research in Motion is going to be lucky to have all their phones sell 5 million units next year. And if you've ever been in business, economies of scale and building and development. Whatever you get to spend gets divided by all the units that you have out there. Samsung has so many different phones, and when you're looking at numbers like that, and you can't even hit a fraction of it, you're not. Maybe you can come up with a great new idea. My guess is not. They fired a lot of people, got the numbers down, quit the hemorrhaging, or they'd be out of money already. But just eventually, people are going to quit using them, and that will be it. and we'll be reading about them once again. Right now, the only thing holding them up is the huge amounts of shorts in this occasionally covering. And a lot of people that are in this stock, especially big funds, are using this period to try to distribute it back to natural buyers, i.e. shorts, anytime they can run this stock. But a asymmetrical triangle pattern, and we're all the way probably going to get into it here. But everything that you look for in one of those asymmetrical triangle patterns. Okay. Anyway, what else do we have going on in the markets today? I wanted to look at a few things. The S&P cash, of course, it's up 8 points or so. Let me update it here since we started talking. Let's see. For some reason, I keep having internet problems on this computer in the studio. Let me get back to this here real quick. Yeah, we're up 9 points on how much volume? Almost 2.2 billion shares. So not as quiet as most expiration days, but quiet enough. It looks like there's not a lot of juice in the last hour or so here. Kind of interesting that we can buck the trend of the higher dollar, and market doesn't say much, but it is expiration. I wouldn't be reading too much into a 9-point move on expiration day in the S&P cash out here. But certainly what we are seeing, and I saw some news to back this up over the last 3 days, and that is the reappearance of day traders in the marketplace. It's been probably 2005, 2006, maybe 2007, since we've seen the kind of crowd and day trader action really be significant. We've had a lot more swing traders, I guess, since then. But maybe the volatility, maybe the market action got rid of a lot of those people that were wild, I'm almost going to say have a gambler mentality in the marketplace. In 2000, Cisco, one of the biggest features they had from tech companies was being able to block financial websites. Everybody that I knew that was a programmer were trading stocks while they were supposed to be writing software. And slowly, the rollouts from Cisco software were blocking all those specific sites that were giving stock quotes and broker-dealers and everything else. And I think maybe not so much in the programmer field, but I'm starting to see that kind of action that makes me believe that a great deal of those like-minded travelers from the dot-com bubble that pretty much existed maybe through 2007 are starting to come back into this marketplace. We are going to be looking at a lot of stocks today, maybe a little bit more news here before the bottom of the hour. Anyway, you can give me a call, 877-927-6648. The Power Trading Hour, totally 100% disco free.
TFNN is excited to launch our brand new software charting program, The Art of the Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind software, Art of the Charts allows you to scan for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, butterflies, ABCs, and much more. Art of the Charts is designed to help you when scouring the market for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, and even months searching to find. As part of our introductory pricing, we're offering licenses available at only $59 per month. We're so confident that you'll love this new outstanding piece of charting software that we'll even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Lock in your low price today by ordering your copy at TFNN.com.
with the launch of Tiger TV. TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With Tiger TV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, Steve Rose, Basil Chapman, David White, Larry Pezzamento, Andy Hecht, Victor Jones, or Terrell Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on Tiger TV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out Tiger TV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investment strategy. You're always looking for the next trading opportunity to magnify your perspective. Direxion Shares connects sophisticated traders with a powerful array of ETFs from a wide range of asset classes. The markets may go up and down, and you want tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirexionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direxion Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direxion Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direxion Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
McEwen Mining is a high-growth, mid-tier producer in the Americas with a market capitalization of $1 billion. Experienced mining executive Rob McEwen, as chairman, CEO, and president, owns 25% of the outstanding shares of McEwen Mining and has put in place an ambitious business plan with the goal of qualifying for inclusion in the S&P 500 by 2015. With $70 million in cash and liquid assets as of the end of 2012 and completely debt-free, McEwen Mining is poised for growth. Production in 2013 is forecasted to grow at 24%, reaching 130,000 gold equivalent ounces, and over the next 3 years, McEwen Mining projects that their production will increase to 290,000 gold equivalent ounces, almost a threefold increase from last year's totals. If you'd like to find out more about McEwen Mining, click on their banner on the front page of TFNN.com or check them out on the NYSE or TSX under the symbol MUX.
Dave takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
And as we come back, of course, everybody's probably going to be talking about gold. Gold member, gold. I've got to get some drops from that movie about gold member. Anyway, we've got ProShares Ultra Short Silver, the ZSL. We were looking at the last major high out here at $80.18, 2.4 million shares on April 23rd. So we're going through that. Of course, 2.4 million shares. What do we got now? 575,000 shares 2 days ago. Yesterday, 441,000 shares. Probably not right here, but still light volume so far today. So we'll have to look at that. But, just what do we get? Let's go back and look at the SLV. Same thing. Now, it has gone below the last major low out here, but the volume, again, is super low. And let's see what we got here. Option volatility, profile. Let's take a look at the headlines here real quick. See if they've got anything. I was looking actually. I'll just look at. Give me just a second here. I want to just verify the volume out here. 11 million. Yeah, volume's wrong for some reason. Let's see. Let's redraw this chart real quick. Yeah, there we go. Okay, 11 million shares. That's right. Okay, now what would we have? Yeah, you had 23 million yesterday, but still, you know, in 11 million today. This thing, what is the, what is it? Right, 2157. So we're still not back into the trading range of April 15th on the SLV. And again, I suspect we could have yet one more fake out and head fake to the bottom, probably on volume. In fact, I would love to see this thing just get washed out here over the next week, maybe week and a half, and put some kind of bottom in. But I think you could easily see $12.50 on gold. You could see $20 in silver. I don't think that might be, you know, just something intraday. And then you get the huge turnaround in this market. So we're probably going to see some very strong volatility over the next 10 trading days. I'm going to say, yeah, 10 trading days. Everything out here looks like there's something going on big. And, you know, you just, these things are trading like they're going out of business. GDX, when we look at that last major low, April 17th, 2727, 47 million shares out here. We're down below it on 21 million shares today. So still a very light. And we're going to see you know, just what you've got, you know, but you need to close back below, or excuse me, back into the trading range. And of course, that's above 2727, that April 17th low, even to start getting your first signal. GFI, another one out here. Of course, it broke through the previous lows on much lighter volume. Like I said, even though the tides quit going in and coming out, that water is still back there, and some of it still needs to get in and out. And gold's one of those famous, in fact, a lot of commodities are just that way. When it just seems like it's the darkest, it becomes all dark. And that's pretty much it. So I'm still waiting why it's always darkest before the dawn. I think it needs to get totally dark, and that's when you start snapping these things up. But GFI, another one of these things. In fact, a lot of these, I'll try to get a list up of gold and silver and go through a few more of them. But all these things, PAAS, which is Pan American Silver, another one out here. This one's probably got a little higher volume than the rest of them. 1178 from April 18th with 4.3 million shares. Got 3.1 million shares. Not a lot of energy in this thing, though, and a lot of sideways volume, actually, today. We've got Victor from New Jersey today. How you doing, Victor?
Yeah, I'm looking for CLI. It's Mac Cali Realty. They're in Jersey. They pay a big dividend, and they're getting out of commercial real estate, dumping it all, and buying residential.
Huh.
And then check out Facebook when you get a chance.
Okay. Well, this is the anniversary of Facebook's IPO today, so I'll be talking about a little bit about that tonight. You know, so what are you thinking on this? You want to go long?
I don't know. There's a dividend play. It's been trading at 28, like a triple top there since 2009. You
know, you had a nice retracement here, and the energy. You know, your huge gap down. You pretty much got everything you were probably looking for in a 781 or 781 retracement. You want to hang on through the break?
Yeah.
Okay.
Give me some info on it.
Yeah, we'll be back in just a minute.
Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, gives you Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. With Market Insights, nothing is left to guessing. With the market at record levels, volatility is here, and now is a perfect time to take advantage of a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights. As recently as March 26th, Tom advised his subscribers to liquidate their 4 short-term equity holdings, closing out all 4 positions for a combined 15.9% profit. And on April 1st, Tom advised his clients to sell their longer-term position in AIG warrants, locking in more than a 40% profit in just that one trade. If you'd like to see the kind of newsletter Tom O'Brien sends out to his subscribers each morning, then sign up for your 2-week free trial to Market Insights today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com.
No matter where you listen to TFNN programming, we want you to know you can always access your favorite shows on demand through TFNN.com. TFNN airs live programming every market day from 9 a.m. till 6 p.m. Eastern, and you can view each program by accessing Tiger TV through our homepage. We even have an easy link for all mobile devices, including iPhones and iPads, located at the top right-hand corner of the TFNN homepage. You can use your smartphone to view Tiger TV, but if you don't have a mobile connection that can keep up with streaming live video, then you can simply visit TFNN.mobi in the browser of your smartphone for live streaming audio of all of our programs. The mission of TFNN is to educate our audience directly and interactively through our interactive website and radio call and talk shows. TFNN is able to teach all levels of investors the technical skills needed to trade in today's marketplace. In order to get the best information possible, TFNN has assembled the most respected financial minds in the country to provide the most current news and comprehensive advice available. TFNN.com. Educating investors.
Daryl Martin coined the phrase diagnostic trading, and we're happy to announce that his diagnostic box spread analyzer has finally been released. The Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer helps you easily identify the best box spreads on Nadex in seconds, plus you receive access to the diagnostic deviation levels, as well as step-by-step training videos teaching you how to trade Nadex spreads so you can quickly master the mechanics of this simple yet powerful trading instrument. By pulling live data from the Nadex exchange, the Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer does all the math for you, calculating risk, reward potential, distance to break even for both outright spreads and spreads used to hedge the underlying market. Visit the front page of TFNN.com today to get your 2-week free trial to Daryl Martin's Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer and gain access to the valuable information it can provide when trading the Nadex box spreads. Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's Nadex.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
This segment is brought to you by Harmony Gold. For more information, just click the Harmony Gold banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
And as we come back, we've got Victor on the phone from New Jersey talking about CLI. Unfortunately, I'll always think of CLI as the command line interface since I worked on that stuff forever. But Victor, you still there? Nope. Okay. Good enough. Anyway, looking at $26.50, the April 16th low out here needs to be retested. You got 4 million shares, so probably, unless something really spectacular happens, that's about where you would like to pick this thing up. I just don't see a whole lot in it. If you wanted it for the dividend, I guess that's interesting, but as kind of a swing trader, it doesn't really appeal to me so much. We were looking at some of these gold and silver stocks. Another one that out of that area, but still very interesting to me, is SanDisk. Let's take a little shorter look at this. This thing's kind of hanging out here like a sore thumb. Lighter volume again today. We've been talking about this April 12th high out here, $58.92, 5.4 million shares. You'd want to really look and see if this thing ever closes back below 58.92. It's got up to 59.93 today, but very light volume. And again, if you're watching closely, you can see my power law vector indicator number on it. This thing came down with fairly strong volume. Has made a low. Did not actually test that low down at 50.69 from April 22nd. Came within 20 cents of it or so, but even on that was on higher volume, which you can't like at all. So, this thing's got a nice W formation out here, and could it be, I'm going to say probably at least a confirmation today if we continue on light volume. Test of the top on lighter volume, pull back below that previous high would be a sell signal, and if it comes back with any kind of energy, probably a short signal back down to $50. So not a bad 20% trading range on that. Let's see, what else did we have? I think there were a few others out here. We looked at the GDX, we looked at GFI. I don't think we looked at GG Gold Corp. Did we? Maybe not. I don't think we did. 27.11 was the April 17th low out here, 19 million shares. Got considerably lower than that, but we're teeing off that 19 million share level. We've got 8.9 million shares on the 15th. We came down on 8.6 million shares on the 16th, and we've got 5.6 million shares so far. Now, it's not back into that trading range. Like I said, we can extend this move for a while, but the volumes are shrinking in some of these gold stocks. So we'll have to continue looking at these for a while. GSM, Global Specialty Metals, another one kind of bouncing along out here on the bottom. Let's see if there's anything else we had. Did we look at Rheingold? This is kind of one of the few that isn't blowing out its lows already, but certainly coming back to these lows. But actually up a little yesterday, not pulling back all that bad. You've got, I guess you could probably claim a test of the bottom already from the April 15th low, super high volume, kind of in that candle, but I think we're going to get at least one more shot down here on the bottom. But not a bad looking chart out here. Energy has kind of picked up in this last leg. But again, I'm thinking you're probably going to get some kind of intraday or even a couple of day blowout of the low. And like I said yesterday, I think you want to call and wait for a 3 Mississippi move in these stocks before you actually pull the trigger, because I think there's going to be a little lag from when these things turn around to where they blow out and just get everybody out here going south on it. What else do we have out here? JNY. Made a lot of money on this one a long time ago. Still, it was very interesting. JNY is the Jones Group. Nice little high out here on April 12th, where this thing spiked up to $15.07, 4.7 million shares. Got into this with 1.2 million shares just a few days ago. And, this thing's up here, not, I don't think going to get anywhere close to that kind of volume, but a nice test of this top and pulling back. So we'll have to see. And let's see what else we have out here. PRKR, which is Parker Vision. This one's kind of more of a penny stock, but this thing came and rocketed off with a very nice volume on the 21st of February. Came back into the gap on very light volume, 1.4 million, 1.5 million shares compared to the 11 million it rocked up on. The downside is that, of course, we're getting up to this $5 level, which probably going to be some level of resistance. TMH is another one. What are we looking at? Team Health Holdings. This thing has gapped up, but on very light volume. TMH is the symbol on that. So we need to continue looking at that. I want to take a quick look at some Gartley charts here real quick, if we can. We've got plenty of time here left today. If we go back here. Okay, and let's see. Alcatel-Lucent, kind of a penny stock out here. Oh, that's what I wanted to look at. There were a couple of gold stocks that were making very tiny Gartley patterns down. Yamana Gold is one of those, and of course, you would have had this last night in your scan of stocks. Probably not the best looking Gartley out here. $1.20, what? $10.55, I guess, was its target. So it's gone under that today. 13 million shares on its last V point. And so did we get anything? 11. It got up there yesterday, 11.7 million shares, but still less than the B point and still less than the X point in Yamana Gold. So some of these things are starting to show at least some light volume. GBX, Green Buyer Companies, I thought that was another one. GDXJ, which is the juniors out here. Yeah, this thing kind of busted out here today. Went too far. Trying to think if there's anything else. Oracle one, very interesting. This one is getting back into its gap and huge gap down where they talked about weakness in Europe. But this one is one of the better looking Gartley patterns out here, mostly because of the huge volume down from the X to A leg, and now we're looking at the C to D legs up here, and there just has not been a lot of energy coming back. Almost feel like almost an obligation. What we also want to look and see how the B point was broken that had 35 million shares on April 10th. 33.95. So as we go through 35.95, what did we get? 25 million shares, so we're 10 million shares like yesterday. We've got 16 million shares today. Our D target on this would be 35.30. So we still have maybe just a little pop on Monday, and that would set up. But one of the better looking Gartley patterns out here. Now, are you going to be rich? It's got maybe a 10% projection back to the downside on this, so probably not, but maybe a good or better indication of what's going on in a broader market out here. UNFI, which is United Natural Foods Incorporated, I guess I forgot to bring that up earlier. Probably should have. On the 24th or 25th, that I think it's Dean's Foods coming out of the S&P 500, and we're getting a replacement for it. I can't remember what it was now. But we are going to have a movement in it. But one of these food companies is coming out of the S&P 500 and is going to be replaced. I'm going to have to remember to write that down, but I think that's coming up here in just a week. Anyway, United Natural Foods, UNFI. This thing is another one of these patterns that doesn't look too bad. It had a little bit more juice getting back up here, but it's finding the D target, which was $54.47, 47 excuse me, right in here at the level where resistance should come in for a bearish Gartley. You know, you kind of like to see these lows out here have a lighter volume. This certainly had, when you compare the A point and the C point, volume was about twice as much on the C point. So we can already start seeing that United Natural Foods probably has a nice trading range around here, and maybe more like a 20% trading range in this one. So what else do we have? Oh, again, you can give me a call, 877-927-6648. That's 877-927-6648. We'll be glad to look at some of these. Nordstrom Corporation, NDSN. This one is a bearish butterfly. Again, not a whole lot of energy on the way back up. Fairly extended NDSN, but this thing is right at where risk reward is probably about as good as you can get it on the short side. Not a whole lot of energy, very light. You got a gap just in that $69 range, and you've got a high volume low untested out here at $60.76, which would probably be your target. So you got almost a $15 range and $14 range in this one out here, and a fairly extended move in it. So not bad. Let's see what else we have moving. Oh, I wanted to look and see what we had in the S&P or in the NASDAQ 100 for movers and shakers. We've got a few real stinkers out here. ADSK today. And let's see about this one. Okay. Pretty much getting blown out today is Autodesk. This thing has been up on light volume so many times that it's almost getting ridiculous. Looks to me like a massive distribution in this over the last year or so, but the stock really hasn't fallen apart. The biggest problem I have is most of the stuff that they're in is declining in profits as they get older. And there's just not a lot there that makes me think that this has a huge move out of it. We did see that the energy in this last leg compared to previous legs up was very, very light. This thing went down, and actually, if this tick is right, 54.40 blew through the bottom out here today with a major volume. And we're probably going to be looking back in this thing, 36.35. Looks like where support is, where this bounced off today. But you still have a huge, this is what always bothered me about this company. You've got that huge high volume low on August 24th of last year at 27.70 that has not been tested. And I suspect we're probably going to get back there eventually in this stock. But their products pretty extended in the CAD part. A lot of the stuff that they use for the internet, again, still rather problematic. I think we already looked at Oracle. And what else do we have out here? BBRY, AURY, CSU. Maybe this is one I was interested about. Capital Senior Living Corporation. Not much in that one. Sotheby's bid. This one was kind of interesting. I think it's actually a Gartley pattern. Let's take a look at that real quick. Yeah, this one had a little Gartley pattern out here that it spiked in to that yesterday, and it's come right back into the range. Kind of interesting. Of course, part of this is probably on news, but this thing is starting to see a lot of resistance just a little higher. What else do we have out here? MUX and Tile. Let's look at a few other companies out here in this space. Yeah, Shield, Verizon, Trip. Not a lot of movement on that side. Let's see stocks that went higher out here. Baidu up 2.5%. MU up 2.5%. SanDisk up 2.1%. eBay up almost 2%. Akamai up about 1.5%. I wanted to look at disk drive makers again, so to see how they were working. STX is a Seagate. These things have kind of really gapped up, and this is kind of what we're looking for out here in one of these topping patterns. It's been getting fairly close. Let's go ahead and look at we'll look at that for overlays. This thing, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, this would classify as a double repo pattern, 10 to 15 days above a 3x3 displaced moving average or 9-day moving average, several days below it, back above it, and then a close back below it. So Seagate Technologies might be one that you'd be interested in keeping an eye on. This has been going on for a while at a fairly decent chart pattern. Let me see here. There we go. Yeah, this is the one we're looking for out here. What I really dislike about this is that it broke above. It was a million shares short, so not drastically short, but has not come up with the kind of volumes that we saw on the January 23 high, where this thing spiked up to 37.97. Pretty much reversed right after that. But you know, we get a few more, or maybe even a test back at 50, 250. Very light volume could be interesting.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's new trading newsletter, Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind. In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the forex market, and more. And you'll get the Technical Corner segment, which is a short but powerful weekly training session on trading. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you just the edge you've been looking for. Try patterns, profits, and peace of mind absolutely free for 2 weeks. Go to TFNN.com and click on the free trial link at the top of the page. That's an $85 value, yours free when you register right now. Get Larry's patterns, profits, and peace of mind and get the edge you've been looking for.
Tom O'Brien's weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, has helped subscribers for over 10 years navigate the high-risk world of exploring and producing gold companies. And now's a great time to sign up for a free month-long trial to see the kind of insight that Tom delivers for his subscribers on a weekly basis. Every Monday, Tom O'Brien issues a quick update on the metal market, giving you his take on the HUI, XAU, GLD, dollar, bonds, and much more. Tom follows Monday's update with a full gold report, which is delivered to subscribers Tuesday afternoon with detailed coverage of 24 separate gold or metal stocks, as well as another 10 to 15 stocks that he lets you know are on his potential watch list. Get your month-long free trial to the Gold Report today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Don't spend another year navigating the metal markets on your own. Act early in 2013 and make the most of your gold and metal market investments. David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Let me tell you something, folks. I have people coming up to me saying, I just can't believe the amount of work that Steve does on his newsletter. And I says, I absolutely agree.
That is a recent clip from the Money Masters show that Tom and I do each day at TFNN. My newsletter service, Mastering Probability, is much, much more than a newsletter. Yes, it's outperformed the S&P 500 by 100% during the last 15 months. But more importantly, it's an extraordinary education, a roadmap for your success. And it's yours risk-free for the next 30 days. Just go to the homepage of TFNN.com and click on my name, Steve Rhodes, and then Mastering Probability, because everyone needs a success strategy. For most, it's a competitive edge, the will to win, the drive to overcome any obstacle. Whatever you call it, winners find a way. Find your way to Mastering Probability today, because your journey to extraordinary rewards is just one click away.
This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
And as we get to the last hour of the show out here today, kind of interesting. We've had about a 5-point move in the S&P since the start of the show. It's been on about 100 million shares, so extremely light volume out here as we come in to the end of the day. And we'll have to see how we close out here. I suspected about 1650 for expiration, but this thing has slowly climbed a wall on a very light volume up here to these highs. So once again, we are at higher highs on lighter volume with the dollar cranking, with gold failing. There's going to probably be some level of a move out here one way or the other. The question is, do we go into full tilt boogie mode into the bubble, or do we start pulling back here and maybe getting a overbought condition taken care of starting next week? And I think going to be very interesting to find out what we hear from the Fed in the next couple of days and how this market reacts to this soaring dollar. Now that we're solidly in the $84 range on the dollar index, man, going to be interesting. Anyway, I'm going to be in the, I think the first hour of the Tom O'Brien Show. We're going to be talking broad technology, not as much in the dollars and cents that I talk about in my show so much, but more of the broad strokes of technology. We have some very good things to talk about tonight, so we'll be looking at those. I'm just going to see if anything else really was moving in this market before the end of the show that I wanted to talk about. It is, what else? Yeah, Netgear, Microsoft. We're going to look at Microsoft here, MFT, to see how this, this has had a nice little move out here. I suspect that we are probably getting ready to set up pullback to the $30 range. This thing's probably going to be moving over, I would imagine, over the summer between $30 and this $34 trading range, probably setting up something very nice. Let's see what we have. Overlays. Again, we're talking about stocks that can stay over a 9-day moving average for 9 days, go below them, and then go back above them, and then close back below them. So we're still probably talking about this thing having to even get back down at $1.50 to confirm some of these more ballistic patterns in the marketplace. So, not a lot there. Let's take a quick look at Intel and how it's getting to the end of the day. This thing's pretty much gotten up to $24, which is this huge gap. I was certainly hoping this thing would pull back to the $19 level, and I think there's a good chance that it still could over time. What I disliked is at $22, you basically had a ceiling out here where this thing came down on monstrous volume and gap down on the September 10th of last year on 80 million shares, and it just looked to me like this thing was going to, if it did get up here, it was going to run out of steam and roll back down still. We need some significant volume to break through any higher, including this last high, which was 24.57. What was that on May 9th out here? So we've kind of rolled off that a little bit. I suspect we're going to slightly move down. In fact, I'd like nothing better than to see Intel continue to move down on very light volume where we could pick it up. If you've read the Tech Insider, I've made some fairly bullish cases on this thing, but I think there's always one more stop for this thing to pull back before we pull the trigger and hang on to this thing for a while. Anyway, you all have a great and safe day. Catch you with the Tom O'Brien Show this evening.